you're watching Daybreak on the Rise News. As promised, it's time for the press review. A first look at what's on the front pages from around the world for you. As expected, the 2024 budget of the federal government dominates the front pages. But here's how our sister publication is reporting it this morning. National Assembly pledges speedy consideration, aggressive oversight of Tinubu's 27.5 trillion naira budget. Let's look at the riders to that story. Fiscal document projects 9.92 trillion naira recurrent expenditure, 8.7 trillion naira capital expenditure, 8.25 billion naira for debt service, 9.18 trillion naira deficit. Now, to finance deficit with 7.83 billion naira new borrowings. Expects 298.4 billion naira from privatization proceeds, 1.05 trillion naira foreign loans, and Akpabio hints at plans to merge, unbundle ministries, departments, and agencies. Nigerians expect quick, sustainable solutions to economic hardship, Abbas tells President Tinubu. PDP is also reacting, and it says Tinubu's budget deceitful, strangulating, and hopeless. Opposition party says fiscal plan has no mechanism for economic recovery. Well, you have the pictures dominating the front page there. It's the president dropping the budget of renewed hope there at the National Assembly. Well, above the masthead this morning, the budget and finance ministers are defending the president's borrowing plan. 2024 budget proposal based on realistic assumptions, says Finance Minister Wale Edun. Other stories that made it to the front page this morning, apart from the budget. The Supreme Court has been speaking on the legal tender of the country. It says the old 200 naira, the old 500 naira, as well as the old 1,000 naira notes remain legal tender. I think until further notice, that puts a rest, I think, to that issue about what exactly would happen to those old notes and where are the new notes anyways. Another story there is that on the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria, they are to reintroduce corporate governance reintroduce corporate governance code for churches, mosques, and others. And that's this day for you this morning.
All right, from this day, let's look at what the Punch is saying on its front page. Punch is also talking the 2024 budget. Defense, education, roads get 6.7 trillion naira. FGI is numbered 10.4 trillion naira tax. Two riders there. President targets a public-private partnership, finance infrastructure, plans huge IGR, fresh loans, assets sale. Tinubu promises 3.75% economic growth. Jobs reliance on loans is reduced. This is coming from the Minister of Finance, Edu. There you see the president presented the budget before the joint session of the National Assembly yesterday. Norway, as Equinor sells 20% stake in Chevron Agbami Field. Roberts Kilogun, finance director in bullion van ambush. 25 die in Kwara tanker fire on the top mast. Ayeda Tiwa returns to Ondo heads EXCO meeting today. Federal hospital CEOs diverting drug funds, PSN alleges. Supreme Court back CBN cancels owed Naira deadline. And like this was correctly asked, where are the new Naira notes?
The New Telegraph this morning, leading with the renewed hope budget, Tinubu presents 27.5 trillion naira proposal to lawmakers, prioritizes security, job creation, poverty reduction. 30% of that budget will go to pay borrowing costs. Also, spending on education will consume 7.9% of the budget, while healthcare gets 5%, infrastructure also 5%. At the bottom there, old notes remain legal tender beyond December 31. That's the Supreme Court. CBN is urging public to accept both the old and new notes. President of the Senate, Akpabio, to Nigeria's President Tinubu, do all within your power to reduce Nigeria's debt profile. Also says we'll examine fresh borrowings and procurement issues. In Ogun State, gunmen hijack bullion van and kill government accountant. Let's take one more headline at the top there. Ayedatiwa in Ondo State to preside over EXCO meeting. That's the New Telegraph.
Well, the Daily Trust says security gets the lion's share of President Tinubu's budget of renewed hope. It's a 27.5 trillion naira budget, by the way. Recurrent takes 18.5 trillion naira, capital 8.7 trillion naira, and many other parameters break down for you on the front page of the Daily Trust this morning. It is accompanied by a picture of the president there. A moment he will remember for a long time to come, returning to that building many years after, only this time as a president. But on the front page as well of the Daily Trust this morning, we have a story on the International Day of Solidarity with Palestinian. The United Nations is reiterating two-state solution, according to the Daily Trust, and the Abuja flight diversion to Sabah. Now I can't get enough of this story. It says controversy as dispatchers controllers disagree. The Minister of Aviation has spoken on this, but here we still have back and forth ongoing. Bandits kill 18 hunters in Taraba. An unfortunate story there. NSCDC personnel open fire on students in Abuja. And the question is why? Denying us Kano mandate will ignite crisis. NNPP tells ECOWAS, EU, UK, and the US. Okay. Finally, 25 killed, 15 injured in Kwara road crash. Daily Trust for you.
All right, let's look at what the Sports Punch Extra is saying. Eagles don't need you. Nigerian fans reply Mosimane after South Africa coach's comments. Just below that, you see Enyimba slopping against Remo Stars in Aba, their home ground. Alisson Yota injuries blow for Reds, that is Liverpool. Devils, Man United walk tightrope after horrific draw. They played free against Galatasaray. This is the coach of Eagles, Pesero, to NFF. He says, pay me, don't teach me my job. And our own dear Chukwueze is applauded for his maiden goal for Milan. They played a 3-3 draw. Seaman ideal for Madrid Zola. Wilder opens up on collapsed Joshua fight. And Emery could have won EPL for Arsenal. He's not coaching Aston Villa. And Maino Emergence pushes Casemiro exit. There you have Ronaldo being sued over crypto endorsement. That's for the sports.
The Guardian Nigeria is leading with COP28 summit. It says, again, Nigeria, others negotiate right to just transition. They also have some graphics info on carbon emissions per capita by country. And below that, NOx applauds as President Tinubu presents 27.5 trillion naira budget of renewed hope. In that budget, defense and security takes 12%, while social development and poverty reduction programs takes just 2%. One more headline, or let's take two more headlines from the Guardian Nigeria. 14% of Nigerian women experience physical violence. And also, court orders minister to provide 535.8 million naira school feeding. Details more on the Guardian newspaper.
And let's flip to the Guardian UK, almost telling the same story on a global stage. The Guardian UK leads with news of a study which has found pollution from fossil fuels leading to 5 million deaths around the world every year, a higher toll than previously thought. And it says with the COP28 summit due to get underway in Dubai this week, the paper is wondering, and it's saying the study will increase pressure on world leaders to take action.
Let's look at Daily Mail. It says Daily Mail, Piers Morgan faces backlash after going public with identities published in author's Dutch edition. Outrage as royals in Scobie book raise row named on TV. Just a little bit of what this is about. Two royals named in Omid Scobie's book as raising concerns over Prince Archie's King Khala were identified on UK television last night. They were revealed by Piers Morgan on his Talk TV show, and he followed the claim up by posting it to his viewers. There you see that picture. You see shivering star Julia Roberts at a film screening last night. That's Daily Mail.
The I-Paper this morning, UK pensions triple lock under threat from 2025. It says Tory right and global finance watchdog are calling for Britain to rethink state pension increases after next year's general election. They say it's because of impact on the economy. The I also has an exclusive today on missing UK's top climate diplomat. It says the job is still vacant after 7 months.
And the Mirror this morning says NHS crisis exclusive, nightmare at A&E. Well, the paper says patients are facing a nightmare at the accident and emergency departments in England. The paper also says that its investigations found that half of A&E units in England have been ranked as inadequate or needing improvements by the health watchdog.
All right, let's look at Daily Telegraph. Interesting story on this Daily Telegraph. Hostage baby died in Gaza. Hamas claims Netanyahu pledges return to all-out war as mediators raise hopes for truce extension. But listen to this. Van der Leyen, Britain should rejoin the EU to fix problems with goofed up Brexit.
That's interesting. And that's the press preview. Let's hear your view on all the burning issues. You can follow us on X at Arise TV.